There are nights when the city sleeps, but human thought remains awake. Chicago, 1965, was such a night. In the quiet corridors of the University of Chicago, the last yellow lights were still on in the finance laboratory. There, a young man sat facing endless columns of numbers, as if he were trying to listen to the market's hidden heartbeat through its smallest fluctuations. Eugene Fama did not yet know that when a person honestly confronts data and lets go of illusion, the world will eventually send him a teacher. And so, at the very moment when the tapping of the keyboard faded away, Socrates stepped into the room, not to teach anything new, but to ask the very question that Fama had already prepared himself to hear. The finance laboratory at the University of Chicago was filled with stacks of printed charts, stock price curves rising and falling like the heartbeat of the entire economy. A young man, brown-haired, with sharp eyes and the quiet resolve of a true scientist, sat before an old IBM computer. He typed line after line of code, each keystroke echoing through the stillness of the campus night. Suddenly, a figure appeared behind him. In the dim yellow light stood the face of Socrates, aged yet radiant, as if he had stepped straight out of an ancient dream.
What are you observing, Eugene?
Eugene flinched briefly, then quickly regained his composure.
I'm studying stock price data, thousands of data points across many years. I want to know whether there is any pattern, something that would allow us to predict the future.
And have you found anything?
I've found perfect chaos. No rules, no cycles, no enduring patterns. Every movement is like a roll of the dice, random, yet not meaningless.
A beautiful conclusion, for you have seen that order is not the enemy of randomness, but its highest form.
You speak like a philosopher, but I want to prove it with data. When I analyze thousands of stock prices, I see that new information is reflected almost instantly in prices. No one can consistently exploit it to outperform.
Then those who claim to foresee the market are merely gambling with their own illusions.
Eugene nods slightly.
Exactly. They may be right occasionally, but never forever. Because each time they are right, the market learns from that very mistake and becomes smarter.
A self-adjusting living organism. Are you saying the market has a soul?
Eugene hesitates, a hint of uncertainty in his eyes.
If a soul is the sum of countless individual actions, then perhaps yes. Because the market is not a machine, but a collective of human beings, erroneous together, correcting together, evolving together.
I see you are not only a scientist, but a philosopher, for you have understood this. The market is not efficient because humans are perfect, but efficient precisely because humans learn from their mistakes. And that is why I believe active investing, trying to beat the market, is futile in the long run. Wisdom lies in moving with the market, owning it entirely, rather than selecting in ignorance.
Socrates narrows his eyes thoughtfully and nods softly.
Like a farmer sowing an entire field rather than clutching individual seeds, he accepts the risks of nature and receives the reward of the harvest.
Exactly. And I believe that within this seemingly irrational chaos lies a very pure form of freedom. No one controls the market, and therefore No one is imprisoned by it.
And thus you have described the philosophy of economic freedom, a world that needs no heroes, no prophets, only people humble enough to walk alongside truth rather than try to lead it.
When Eugene Fama defended his doctoral dissertation in 1965, many in the financial world scoffed. Efficient markets? Then what are we all doing on Wall Street? But 3 decades later, when millions of ordinary people began investing through index funds, when passive strategies reshaped global finance, the world finally understood. Fama's theory did not kill risk-taking. It freed humanity from the illusion of victory. And somewhere in the memory of time, Socrates smiles. Randomness is not the enemy of intelligence, but the test that teaches intelligence humility.